Around a week ago, the United States Supreme Court rejected the Alabama congressional map, saying that it diluted the black voters' power by a vote of 5 to 4, strengthening the Voting Rights Act and ensuring that Alabama would have a new map. Now, in today's video, we will be discussing why this is so important and breaking down what could happen in redistricting. Now, why is this map so significant and why is this decision so overwhelming? Well, the Supreme Court decided by a vote of 5 to 4, stunning to election law experts, agreeing that the map is unconstitutional as it dilutes black voters' power. We'll get to that in a second. And this is really important because the Voting Rights Act has been weakening for around the last 10 years thanks to the conservative majority in the United States Supreme Court. Now let's look at the current map right now, which has just been struck down a couple of days ago. This is the map. And essentially, it gives Democrats just one seat out of the 6 seats in Alabama. And it's not really the fairest map, considering Democrats hold around 30 to 35% of the vote in every election in the state of Alabama. However, Democrats typically only get one seat out of the 7, which wouldn't be very fair for Democrats and black voter representation, as Democrats and black voters are typically packed into the 7th district. You can see that there is 61.4% minority in this one district. While you look at the black population in the state, that's around 26%, which there is an argument that there should be two majority black districts, or at least 2 majority minority districts, rather than 1. So that would be what this map could accomplish. Now, why was this map struck down? Well, let's look at the map itself, but without the partisan lead. We're going to look at the precincts. Essentially, Democrats got packed into this one district, also known as the 7th District of Alabama. Essentially, black voters were getting packed from Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, and some of these rural black counties, and essentially, this is essentially there's nothing wrong with actually packing these voters. That is how you create majority-minority districts. But look at the 3rd District and the 2nd District. Black voters were cracked. Essentially, black voters in this part of the district, this part of the map, including some areas of Tuskegee, Union Springs, these voters were getting cracked because they were getting cracked. Similar neighborhoods were getting cracked into 2 separate districts. And you see that some of the black voters in Birmingham were also getting left out because Republicans wanted to effectively pack the Democrats into this one 7th district. And one mathematician in specifically testified in court that essentially there were myths, and that is something that the lower courts rejected, but the United States Supreme Court ultimately sided with supporters of the Voting Rights Act and challengers of this current map. Now, what could happen? Well, this is one of the possible maps that look more compact, but it might not happen at all, because these 2 districts, they're not necessarily, the 1st district in specifically is not majority-minority, but this could be something close to what we see in reality. First off, there would be 2 Democratic districts, the most substantial change. As in the current map, there is only 1 district that is considered to be a Democratic-leaning seat, being the 7th district. In this map, the 1st and 2nd district will be considered Democratic-leaning. Now look at this new map without the partisan leans. What you will essentially see is that in this new map, black voters have a more substantial representation. They are generally represented in the 1st district, where it is close to 50% minority. They also are getting represented in the 2nd district, where black voters are getting essentially black voters from areas around the county of Mobile, and really Democratic precincts all across the state, especially in this quote-unquote black belt, are all getting packed together so that black voters have more representation in the state. Now, why is this that significant? Well, first off, Democrats will definitely be gaining a seat in the Alabama legislature, or really the United States Congress. The first district, having a Democratic partisan lead of about 14 points, is most certainly going to go for the Democratic Party, and also with the second district. Well, the Republican districts say pretty much the same. Now, if we compare the two maps, what's the large difference? Well, in this map, the black voters were all pretty much packed into this one district, and some of them were getting cracked across the board, which means that they only get one district of representation. In this new map, they get two districts, which is the first district and the second district. The second district is majority black, while the first district is almost majority minority. Anyways, that is the end of our analysis. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.